Welcome back to RV News, your #1 source for breaking updates, global financial shifts, and all things related to the Iraqi Dinar, the Vietnamese Dong, and revaluation developments around the world. If you've been holding on to your IQD or VND, waiting for the right moment, then you're going to want to pay close attention to today's video. This is one of the most critical updates we've ever delivered. This is the moment many of us have been waiting for. It's happening. The Iraqi Dinar exchange has officially begun, and it all starts today, May 25th at exactly 11:45 a.m. Yes, you heard that right. The live exchange of the Iraqi Dinar is rolling out, and the window of opportunity is now wide open. So stay with us to get every detail, every confirmation, and every piece of information you need to make a smart move. For months, no, for years, there's been growing speculation around the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. Many in the RV and global currency community have held on with hope, waiting for the day that a live, verifiable, and secure exchange would go live. Well, according to fresh intel, banking sources, and on-the-ground updates, the official rollout has now commenced. The go-live time of 11:45 a.m. on May 25th is not just a rumor. It has been corroborated by multiple trusted insiders and is now surfacing in real-time communications with Tier 1 banks. We're getting reports that banking centers in select cities have begun the process, exchanging IQD at rates previously discussed in elite circles. This isn't a test run, a simulation, or a restricted pilot. This is the actual beginning of what could be the most transformational wealth event of our time. So what does this mean for you? What do you need to do right now? Let's break it down clearly and simply. If you currently hold Iraqi dinar, now is the time to prepare. Depending on your location, the live exchange may already be underway or will be activated within the coming hours. Banking locations, especially Tier 1 institutions, are being notified through internal memos. Certain currency desks have been staffed since early morning, preparing for the 11:45 a.m. launch. These exchanges are being facilitated with non-disclosure agreements in some locations, meaning individuals participating in early transactions may not be able to publicly share details about the rates or processes they experienced. But rest assured, we have eyes and ears on the ground, and the confirmations are rolling in. One of our most trusted contacts reported this morning that they received a direct call from their wealth manager, notifying them that the IQD live rate was pinging on screens, not as a placeholder but as an active tradable rate. That call was received just after 10:30 a.m. local time, giving them roughly 1 hour to prepare before walking into their appointment. Another source indicated that select redemption centers have been opened with security protocols in place, offering pre-booked appointments and advising IQD holders to bring all necessary documentation, including original purchase receipts, identification, and currency certificates. Some locations are also requiring a pre-screening to verify the authenticity of the currency. And let's talk about the rates, the biggest question on everyone's mind. While specific figures are still under wraps due to security protocols, preliminary reports suggest that the new IQD rate is significantly higher than the previously traded program rate. Some whispers suggest a rate north of $350 USD per IQD, though again, this remains unofficial until confirmed by mainstream financial outlets. But the buzz, the chatter, and the data we've seen are all pointing in one direction. The Iraqi dinar is no longer being treated as an undervalued currency. It's being positioned for global parity, and the revaluation, long theorized, long awaited, is actively in motion. This isn't just about a rate shift. This is about Iraq reclaiming its place on the global economic stage. Recent economic reforms, IMF agreements, and international monetary realignments have all hinted that this was coming. Iraq's recent moves, such as restructuring their central bank reserves, increasing gold holdings, and digitizing internal banking systems, were never just economic housekeeping. They were calculated moves toward sovereignty, economic independence, and global financial integration. The new exchange rate is just the beginning of a much broader shift that includes trade deals, debt restructuring, and full reintegration into the global financial ecosystem. But let's pause for a moment and really digest this. For those of you who have been ridiculed, dismissed, or ignored for believing in the potential of the Iraqi dinar, your time has come. The news that the live exchange has officially begun is vindication for years of patience, research, and belief. You didn't fall for a scam. You didn't chase a fantasy. You saw the signs, followed the intel, and now the outcome is becoming very real. The exchange process is starting. Not next week, not next year, today, and you're here for it. Now, as this live exchange unfolds, there are a few important things to remember. First, do not rush into an exchange blindly. If you are contacted by your bank or receive an invitation for an appointment, make sure to verify the details carefully. Check for proper security procedures, review your rates, and don't feel pressured to accept the first offer. This is your moment. Take it with strategy, not panic. Second, watch out for scams. As with any major financial event, there will be bad actors attempting to prey on excitement and confusion. Only work with verified institutions and trusted professionals. If someone offers you an off-book rate or tries to bypass standard procedures, walk away. Your safety and wealth are not worth the risk. Let's also talk about the global implications. This move by Iraq will not go unnoticed. When a country repositions its currency at a higher international value, it sends ripples through trade markets, Forex platforms, and sovereign banking systems. We're already seeing indications that other currencies, like the Vietnamese, Dong, and possibly the Zim, are being positioned for similar movements. This could be the first domino in a massive wave of currency adjustments that will alter the global financial landscape. That's why this moment is so important, not just for IQD holders, but for everyone who's been watching the RV conversation evolve. There's also the issue of tiered exchange rates. Some insiders have hinted at the possibility of contract rates for those involved in early exchanges, humanitarian projects, or structured payout agreements. If you've heard of the so-called higher tier rates, they might be real. We've seen enough confirmation to suggest that at least in some locations, individuals exchanging with pre-registered intent to fund economic or charitable missions may be offered enhanced rates. Whether these rates are fixed or flexible depends on the bank, the agreement, and the tier you fall into. But again, patience, preparation, and due diligence are your best allies right now. Back to logistics. If you're wondering where to go or how to begin, here's a quick checklist. First, locate a participating bank or redemption center. Tier 1 banks like Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, and HSBC have all been tied to previous exchange training programs. Call your bank's currency exchange desk and inquire specifically about the IQD live rate. If they don't have information yet, don't panic. The rollout may be staggered depending on your region. Second, gather your documents. You'll need ID, receipts, certificates of authenticity, if available, and potentially a tax advisor. Third, prepare your questions in advance. What is today's live rate? Are there any fees? Is there an NDA? Will I be offered different rates depending on how I use the funds? Now, one of the most exciting developments today is that we're also receiving confirmation of Forex platform updates. As of the last check, IQD rates are now beginning to appear in back-end currency systems, which is the clearest sign that this exchange is not a temporary window. It's a global realignment in progress. Forex traders, hedge fund managers, and even international trade regulators are beginning to revalue assets in anticipation of what this means for oil contracts, import-export deals, and Middle Eastern partnerships. Iraq's revaluation is already sending signals to major markets, and the analysts are watching closely. As we broadcast this update, we are receiving continued confirmation that more appointment notifications are being sent, more screens are updating, and more banks are activating their IQD exchange protocols. The energy is electric. The moment is historic. And you, yes, you, are part of it. Whether you hold a modest amount of IQD or have been preparing for this day with detailed financial planning, You are standing at the edge of a new era. This is a time for smart decisions, composed action, and long-term thinking. And one final reminder before we close, this is not the end. It's the beginning. The exchange of the Iraqi dinar is not just a payout event. It's a platform for generational transformation. Use this opportunity wisely. Meet with your advisors, map out a financial plan. Support causes that matter. Invest in your future and your family. This wealth event could ripple across every area of your life, but only if you step into it with wisdom and purpose. We'll continue monitoring the situation minute by minute, and we'll update you with any changes, confirmations, or clarifications as they come.